was the difference between the first half and the second half for you guys?
I think that we just, we slowed down offensively. I think that we got some pretty great quality looks in the second half. But I just didn't think that we made them at a high enough level to win this game. I think we defended it well for the most part. We had a quarter that kind of got away from us, but that happens when you're playing against two of the greatest players the game has to offer. So definitely some things we can clean up and get better at, but I just want everybody to maintain confidence.
What makes Luka Doncic so difficult to defend?
A lot of things. I mean, 6'7", super strong, big body, great touch, and just obviously, one of the crazier offensive players that we've seen in a long time. And then also his just ability to get a whistle. Like I feel like every time he's coming at me, I'm trying not to foul him, And that was more so my mindset of it, rather than playing defense or trying to lock someone up or guard. Like I'm always being mindful that he can draw a foul at any time as well and shoots the most free throws in the league. So it's tough. It's really, really tough. He has a lot of threats offensively, a lot of things that he does well, and I just tried to do my best when I was on him. But he also called screens off of me all game as well. So I think that he's just smart. He picks apart the game. He's surgical with the game, and he attacks matchups he likes.
While you guys are without Big Val and Yoke, what are some things that you can do from the rebounding perspective and battle on the boards differently?
I think just continue to fight. That's all we really can do. I think it's our mindset and it's our effort on a night-to-night basis. We've had games where we got out-rebounded and won. We've got games where we've rebounded amazing and lost. So I think that it's just a concerted group effort on the boards, and we all got to do more to make sure that we're not giving teams multiple opportunities at shots because this league is too good for that.
Peyton, can you walk us through that big swat you had of LeBron and just what that kind of felt like for you?
I mean, it's not my first time doing it. Not to brag in any way, shape, or form, but it's just like blocking anybody else. Although I have a tremendous amount of respect for LeBron and what he's done for the game. Can't say enough good things about the person and the player that he is, but when I block a shot, I'm just on to the next play, ready to keep on defending.
Speaking of defending, that late in the fourth quarter, you had hit that three, got the steal, hit AG again for three. What was that sequence? What was going on for you there?
Just trying to make something out of nothing. We was in desperation mode, and I was just trying to make plays. I hit a three, and I saw that they were kind of trying to slow it down, and Luka threw it to Brown a little slow. And I thought that I had a better chance of getting to it than the other players, so I went for the steal. I gambled, and I got it. AG made a big three. Sadly, it didn't help us win the game, but it was a cool play.
I know it's this time of year, and even David Allen was talking about how every team is tired at this point, but when you don't have energy, how can you create energy out there?
I think we all know what we signed up for. We all know we got to play 82 games regardless, so regardless if they come off of back-to-backs or day of rest in between, we all got to play the same amount of games. We all know what we signed up for. At least myself, that's how I look at it. So we just got to, nobody said it's easy. This is the best league in the world, so we got to find ways to keep going out there, fighting adversity, hopefully get some guys back from injury. But other than that, just keep on fighting. It's all about our mentality towards the game.
Thank you.
Spencer, with how they were guarding Jamal in the second half, do you guys feel like you were able to get good looks? They just maybe didn't fall?
Yeah. No, we got really good looks. I mean, we got several layups, open threes, just kind of ran out of it in that second half and missed some open ones. I mean, but we felt like the offense flowed. Sure, some possessions could have gone a little bit better. But for the most part, we did what, we normally do when they blitz Jamal, and we got the same kind of looks this time. They just didn't fall.
With the rebounding, obviously you guys don't have your centers right now. It's going to be tough every night. What do you think of the effort tonight from the group?
I thought it was great. I mean, especially coming off that Charlotte game where it was pretty piss poor. A lot of guys were, especially the guards were coming back, cracking out, helping guys like me, AG, and Zeke and stuff like that, knowing we're, a little bit undersized there. I thought we did a decent job. I mean, look, some of them aren't just going to bounce your way. I mean, that's natural when you're out of pretty much all your tendencies. I mean, Luka left, going to that step back. I mean, he's a tough cover because he's one of the guys who, can really use your aggressiveness against you. So great at drawing fouls, so it changes a little bit how you guard. And then, once he gets in that, paint a little bit right outside the restricted area, those are the shots you typically want to give up, but he makes them pretty well. LeBron's a little, little different. You want to try to stop him before he gets ahead of steam and everything like that. And then, he loves that turnaround fade, which again, you'll live with, but, also, they like taking it. And so, that's what makes them superstars.
How does Luka create space using his strength more than like speed and all that kind of stuff? He creates space with that little jumper over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's angles, and he's got a quick first step and everything like that. And so with the quick first step, as soon as he gets you lifted in the hips, he's able to take a good angle, which gets him in the paint, or is able to get you a little off balance and then step back to get just a little bit of space. And he's got such a high arc on his shot; he doesn't need a lot of it. But it's all those like quick jolt movements, and then the angle he takes right after it that kind of gets you a little bit out of position.
Start of the game, making your first 4 threes. Just where do you feel you're at with your jumper and just the overall work that you've done with it so far?
I think it's great. I mean, I always have full confidence in my jumper, whether I go 2 for 7 or I go whatever I went tonight. And so it's just shooting, getting comfortable playing in the NBA and taking shots like that. And everybody's got full faith in me to make them and stuff like that. And playing with these guys, you'll get open looks. And so I got full faith in them. My mindset doesn't change about it.
You're the all-time leader in threes at Stanford. You shot 55% from 3 at the G League.
Yeah.
You're shooting 39% from 3 from this year.
Yep.
How have you managed to stay so patient this year when we've asked you all these questions about your jumper when it's pretty clear you're a pretty great jump shooter?
I kind of expected it. I mean, look, I'm a two-way coming out of the G League and stuff like that. You're going to have to prove yourself. I mean, even shooting 39%, teams still put the 5-man on me and, make me prove every game that I have to shoot it and stuff like that. And so, I just kind of expected just because of where I'm coming from and the fact that the jumper doesn't look, all that pleasing is also another thing. So it's what I've dealt with my whole career, so.
Coach Adelman said that he thought you guys got worn down. Did you feel worn down in the fourth quarter?
A little bit. I mean, when you're not making your open shots, you naturally get a little deflated, and I think that's what kind of took over. And we started to give up a little bit too many easy looks at the other end. When you miss an open shot and then they immediately come down and able to get an easy layup, that stuff kind of deflates you. I think the energy was great, and then as soon as the shot started not falling, you kind of lose a little bit of that adrenaline. I think that's kind of what happened.
You actually posted your LinkedIn and said after a while there's excitement and then it sort of wears down a little bit and you got to get into a routine. I wonder if that's the case here without so many guys. That it's like, whoa, we've had some excitement, but boy, this is a grind.
Yeah, I mean, it's an 82-game season. I mean, there's a reason. Everyone was talking about the OKC, breaking the Warriors record now. I don't know where they're at now, but they've lost a couple of games. It's just hard to maintain that level of consistency, especially when you have so many guys out and the valiant efforts and all the energy expended to get to the record we've had already. A winning record without Jokic and stuff like that. I mean, naturally you're going to have ebbs and flows with it, and so biggest thing is just not overreact with it. Like I said, we played how we've always played throughout the stretch, and this time shots didn't fall, and that happens.
You are a two-way guy. You've been in the starting lineup now for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Is there any, fatigue or just, wow, this is a bigger workload than I was expecting coming into the year?
Yeah, no, I've definitely started to feel it around these last few games just because, you're around, around like 40-something games, and I've never played this many in a season. And so, naturally kind of body's feeling a little bit of a break. But, all the guys, everybody talks about, this is kind of that stretch, the month before All-Star break you kind of got to get through. But no, it's just learning the kind of professionalism it takes to kind of be a great, sustaining, and winning team. So.
I don't think you fouled out of a game, but you have picked up a number of fouls.
100%.
When you go back and you're watching tape, either on yourself, by yourself or with the team, what is kind of the things that you try and focus on for learning how to avoid those fouls?
Naturally, when you're defending the guys I do and you try to do it at the intensity I do, you're going to run into some. I mean, that's just how it is, especially, guarding guys like Luka and LeBron and stuff like that. It's getting rid of the ticky-tack ones, the ones that maybe I can control a little bit. There's always going to be some 50-50 ones that just don't go my way. But a lot of them is just, when to put hands on guys, when to take them away, how to, building a relationship with refs is also a key one. But I mean, for the most part, just don't let it, affect what I do on that end. Sometimes, I'll get a bunch of fouls. Sometimes I won't. I'll get away with some stuff, and we'll come out with some steals and everything like that. Tonight's a little different. I thought I did a good job, and then the end we just had to hack them to throw them at the line. And so I looked up, I was like, damn, 5 fouls again.
Are you having more productive conversations with the refs now than you were maybe 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's nice to know they know my name now. That's great. Before they didn't know anything, and you try to talk to them, they'll, I wouldn't say dismiss you, but won't hear you out as much. Now I do feel I'm building more and more credibility. They've seen me and refed me in a few more games, know my game, and yeah, a little bit more of those 50-51s are kind of a little bit going my way, and that's just the natural progression.
What do you think is the next step for you? What do you want the next thing? Not necessarily like contract-wise or anything like that, but more so skill set-wise, and then just where you want to continue to grow.
Yeah, just a little bit more perimeter play, like when they have mismatches in guard or bigs on me, being able to take advantage of that more often. But, we got so many great offensive players. My usage isn't going to be like that right now. Just really be able to build off more of the, with this, when we get switches off Jamal and everything like that, being able to play more in that mid-roll kind of area and make plays out of that when they, blitz him and stuff like that. So that's the biggest piece for this year. And then, as next year moves on, we'll focus on some other stuff. But right now it's just whatever gets us to win games.
You good, Vinny?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.